Can you imagine checking your ads manager and seeing your cost per call, like sitting around, I don't know, $150? Not $400, definitely not $500, $150. And can you imagine if it was consistent, like week after week, your calendar fills up with qualified calls? A cost that actually makes sense for your business. If you give me about 6 minutes, I'm going to paint you kind of like a picture of what your business looks like when you can solve the cost per call problem. And then I'm going to show you exactly how to get there so that you can finally experience what it feels like to run ads that actually support your growth instead of draining your resources. And if you want the exact framework that makes this possible, you can drop the word script below and I can send you one of our offer ad scripts that will fit you best, and it will help you to create your own 20 offer variations in just 30 minutes. And that's so you can actually start bringing your cost per call down to about $150 within the next 15 days. Now, for those who don't know me, I'm Tina. I'm the founder of Tina Sanford Video Ads. Now, for years, I've been working with online coaches and service providers and helping them to turn their inactive leads into booked calls, and all without changing their offer or increasing their ad spend. Now, I want you to picture this a minute. Let's say it's a Monday morning. Let's say you get into the office, you open your ads manager and you see 4 new booked calls from the weekend. Now, let's say you had the weekend off. You didn't actually do anything. You didn't post organically. You didn't reach out to anybody. Your ad system was just quietly working in the background, filling your calendar while you were out enjoying your life. Now, next thing you do, you check your cost per result, okay? That's what you will do, isn't it? Let's say 142 per call. And you smile because you know that at your own personal close rate, every one of those calls is worth at least $800 in expected revenue. Now, if you think about that, for you, that'll be sustainable. That's predictable. Now, that's a business that you can actually plan around. Now, imagine what it'd look like for the next 90 days. You'd no longer be feeling anxious about where your next client's coming from. You're not frantically kind of creating content, hoping that something at last will land. And you're no longer questioning whether your offer is good enough or whether you should be lowering your prices or whatever. You know that every week you can get in 8 to 12 qualified calls and they're going to appear in your calendar. I mean, some weeks it'll be 10, some it'll be 14, but it's never 0. It feels stable. It's never like a feast or famine. Your income just becomes predictable. And then you can actually do things like planning that holiday that you've been putting off. You can say yes when your family needs something, without that kind of like tight feeling in your chest. And you can also invest in support for your business because you know that revenue's coming in now. You can go on trips to America and see Laurel. But this is what happens when your cost per call drops from like around $400 to around $150. It's not just about the math though. It's like that life. Yeah, it's about nervous system regulation that comes from knowing your business has like a reliable engine quietly running in the background for you. You can relax a bit more. You actually enjoy your business. And here's what your day-to-day experience actually starts to feel like. You will stop obsessing over your ads. You will probably check them once or twice a week instead of compulsively. A lot of people are refreshing their dashboard all the time. Look at all the numbers. Which numbers do I look at? Why is that so high? Instead, you trust the system. And your sales calls start to feel different too because you feel more confident in everything you're doing. And you're not desperate for every single person to say yes, because you know more calls are coming and you can serve the people who are most likely to want what you've got. You can be selective. You get to ask them better questions. You're more relaxed. You can walk away from people who want the right fit without that panic of, what if that was the only chance this month or this quarter? What happens is your confidence slowly grows because you're no longer operating from a place of scarcity. So here's what then happens to your business over the next year, the 12 months, with consistent calls coming in at around $150 each. You can finally scale sustainably, as if you want to, yeah? And you're no longer like gambling with your ad budget anymore. You will know what inputs create what outputs. If you want 20 calls next month instead of 12, you will know at that point exactly how much to increase your budget by and also what kind of results to expect from that. And then if you want to grow, you can then start looking at hiring support. You can delegate. You can focus on delivery and client results instead of spending all your energy on lead generation and hoping that someone's going to book a call. And then your business stops feeling like a kind of hustle, and it turns into feeling like an asset, something that works for you instead of you working for it. Now, let me show you what actually makes this transformation possible. It's not about finding one perfect ad and scaling it, which is what a lot of people have been telling us, okay? That's actually what keeps people's cost per calls really, really high, especially right now. When you run one ad format repeatedly, you're showing to the same small pocket of people who engage with that specific type of audience. So listen to this. It could, like just that one little one, maybe only 2% of your available audience is seeing that. And after that little pocket, that 2% seen it like 4 to 5 times, just like all of us, they tune out. And that's when your cost per result climbs, okay? And that's when people generally panic and they tend to increase the budget and then cost climbs higher. We've seen this so many times over the last 2 years, okay? Now, the vision I just painted at the beginning, it just requires a different approach. It requires what we call the power offer test. And instead of creating just one ad, you actually create 15 to 20 variations of your offer against, across different formats. You're going to have different angles, different entry points, different ways of talking about the same transformation. Just different ways of talking about it. And we know that some people will stop for videos, others engage in graphics. Some people love reading. They'll read those long captions. And others prefer short reels, and some prefer just like some words, that capture their imagination or their attention at that time. But what happens is when you speak to your offer from multiple angles in multiple formats, you reach 12 to 15% of your available audience, so just 2%. So what happens is your effective reach multiplies. And with that, your cost per call drops. And that's when suddenly you're finding that Monday morning scenario that I described at the beginning. It's very exciting waking up to 4 new bookings at $142 or pounds each. It feels calm, predictable, sustainable. And this is what the other side looks like. It's not hustle. It's like not constant content creation. It's not hustle. It's not like anxiety about where the next client's coming from, which is never a pleasant feeling. Instead, you end up with just a reliable system that consistently delivers qualified calls at a cost that makes your business actually profitable. You get to breathe again. And then with that, you get to plan. And then with that, you get to build. It's not going to be instant, but it's all there. And your business finally feels like something that you own instead of something that owns you and you have to look after like a baby, yeah? It feels more like somebody going to university and you're going to see it soon, you know what's coming back. Now, the framework that makes this all possible is called the power offer test. And I've actually put together the exact ad offer script that helps you to create the 20 variations in about 30 minutes to save you loads of time. And that brain stuff that goes on, like when we overthink things. Now, what this script actually does, it breaks down your client journey into like 4 to 5 milestones. And then it gives you the framework to write one offer angle for each milestone. And then you get to multiply it across those 4 different main formats that people react to the most. Now, what you'll find out when you test these $150 per variation over 15 days, you'll know exactly which combinations bring your cost per call down to $150 or less. There'll be no more guessing. No more throwing money at one ad and hoping it will work. It's just a systematic testing that will then reveal what actually resonates with your audience. Does that make sense? So if you want the script that we created here for this, drop the word script below. And I will send you the offer ad script that's actually helped our clients transform their cost per call from around $400 down to around $150 on average within 45 days. This will give you the foundation to create all 20 offer variations so that you can actually finally experience what it feels like to have a predictable, profitable ad system that actually fills your calendar consistently so that you can go focus on serving your clients and living your life without wondering where the next call's coming.